when people talk about comics used to be fun, this is what we're talking about. I'm not claiming that this is the best comic ever made, or that this is high art. This is just a 25-year-old comic that's fun and silly and doesn't take itself too seriously, but it also takes the reader for an enjoyable ride. You know that the writer is definitely having fun writing this. There's not somebody looking over to his shoulder with an eraser if he makes the boobs too big. This is modern day Captain Marvel, a comic that is having a lot less fun. Through all 4 issues of Captain Marvel, you'll notice that they take every effort to hide the butt and the breasts, or they de-emphasize them as much as possible. They'll put them in shadow, or they'll conceal them somehow. It's once you notice it, you can't unnotice it. They never draw a woman as attractive as the cliche comic, big boobs, small waist. They always go out of their way to draw her like this. This is Cyberfrog, and this is a comic that is having a lot of fun. Look at those. Little in the middle, but she got much back. She's having a good time. This is a fun, silly story. This is Captain Marvel. Nobody wants to see this. I don't see any little kid taking a look at this magazine and saying, "Oh, I want to learn to draw because of figures like this." No, this is just NPCs running NPC software. And this is a comic that is having a lot of fun. It cracks politically incorrect jokes, and it shows, the boobs is just big as possible. This looks like Stalin or Mao's propaganda. Just absolute garbage. I'm sure that whoever did the cover for this looks back at it now and says this is probably not what they had in mind. Is that a male face or a female face? I mean, she has boobs and sort of hips, but that square jawline. This is a comic, obviously written by a young man, but that's okay. Does she have a butt? I don't know. It's hidden in shadows. What about the girl in the bottom right-hand corner? What does she look like? Your substitute teacher? Does this panel jump off the page? Does it grab the reader's attention? Doesn't matter if you're male or whatever you identify as. Is there any appeal to this whatsoever? No, it's just paint by the numbers. Nobody cares. This is a comic where the Cyberfrog throws the woman in a garbage can because she talks back to him. What would happen if an artist did this today? It would be like the proverbial needle scratch. They would, I don't know, they'd probably hang him for this. That's probably a war crime. This is a drawing de-emphasizing the figure of a woman as much as humanly possible. The butts are even put in shadows. Breasts are just suggested. And I'm not saying you got to be over the top, but this is just pathetic. He smacks an old lady. Shut your polydent chewing hole. Could you do that nowadays? No. And this was in 1995, so I don't know how we regressed so far. It's like NPCs or Puritans or something. Nice square jawline there. Are these women? Are these men? I mean, cover the faces. They could just be skinny dudes. What's going on in her chesticle region? Is she supposed to have breasts, or did they just leave it out? Okay, no. This obviously written and drawn by the artist probably when he was 25, early 20s. Over the top, yes, but this, even over the top, is so much better than this. This is a comic. This is a character. It grabs everyone's attention. This is a comic that's having fun. This is a comic that's not having fun. It's like they have a checkbox. Did we give her more than a B cup? Did we show too much of her butt? Did we include a silly Billy monster that they will easily defeat? This is a cover. It's just kicking ass. It's silly, but I mean the art is top notch. And this is, if you're going to draw like this, you should put your pens down, because this is not art. This is bad for comic book art. And I know there's somebody standing over the artist if they so much as give them a C cup. Look, this is just almost straight up and down lines. This is not how you draw women. Over the top, having fun. This panel, as silly as it is, with the big 90s hair, I mean, think how much more engaging this kind of panel is than this. And think about it. Somebody paid $4 for this. If you paid $4 for this, then you're probably paying $2 too much. It's probably worth about $2. Maybe they should go for the alternative method of selling $1.50 comics on newsprint or something. Hips, butt, breasts, no, just paint by the numbers. Damn. I think anyone could appreciate the effort that went into this, and this is way at one end of the spectrum of, you know what I'm talking about. But would you rather look at something on this end of the spectrum or something on this end of the spectrum? $4. Yeah, this is probably worth $4. This is your friend's mom who stays in shape. This is your friend's hot sister. Look at that. I mean, yeah, you wouldn't draw like this nowadays, because it would be not only is it not politically correct, I mean, even if that doesn't matter, it's just so over the top. But it's better than this. At least this is a woman. This, I don't know, gender unclear, gender questioning. I'm not sure what it would be. This is just ridiculous. They're all messy from fighting the monster, and they have the monster's blood on them, and they get T-shirts, New York City T-shirts. Are they women? Sort of. But I mean, think what would happen if you let the artist draw them as women and draw them something closer to this. You'd probably sell a lot more books. These are your sisters. These are the mom next door that stays in shape. This is a great cover. This is 1995. And this is Captain Marvel. That's obviously a 12-year-old boy with a page boy haircut. And this is her 15-year-old sister. And this is over-the-top Cyberfrog. Would you rather have this or this? And that's what I thought. She fights apparently she's fighting the patriarchy here. Captain Gender Studies fights the patriarchy. I don't know who wins, and I don't care. I mean, the writer doesn't care. The artist doesn't care. The reader doesn't care. It's just, oh, gee, they went so far as to cover up her butt because, heaven forbid. With art, I'm not saying the art is great, or even, I'm not saying every panel is great. It's fun art. It's good art, and 25 years later, I'm sure he's a lot better. But the thing is, even when the storyline is kind of silly, or some of the art's not amazing, I'm just going to be honest that it's nice to look at pretty things. Look at this, and look at this. Yeah, that's what I thought. This is not even trying. The men kind of look like men, and the women also kind of look like men. A skinny guy wearing a scarf around her waist. This looks like a woman fighting bad guys. Very, very much a woman. Why would... Okay. Every single woman is covered up. You can see the a little bit of midriff there, but she's arms crossed, wearing a cloak or a jacket or something, a vest to cover up her boobs, non-existent boobs, so she doesn't have to worry about it. The other one is covered up too, and the one that looks like with the mental illness haircut, that's a guy who looks like a woman. So the women look like men, and the men literally look like women. Their arms are the same size. What would make someone spend $4 on that? This definitely worth $4. Cyberfrog is really funny, and the character Heather is also really funny. This is a cover probably for not even high school kids, like 8th graders or something. Every character, once you notice that the characters are covered up and that you're not going to see breasts or butt or hips or anything, you notice it. It's every single drawing. They refuse. Listen, attractive people attract people. That should be over their artist desk should be a little sign that says "Sex sells." This over the top, sure it is, but it's definitely selling books. Look at that. That's actually some pretty good art too. And this is Captain Marvel. I don't care. I don't care. The reader doesn't care. Nobody cares. Well, yeah, over the top, but still a lot more. This is a lot more fun than that. She fights the patriarchy some more because men are bad or something. Though she looks like a man with a boob job. So I don't know who's fighting whom. Damn, dude. Obviously written by a young guy, drawn by a young guy, but I'd rather look at this than look at Captain Marvel. Is it a dude? Just cover up the face. It could be a guy. Very much female. Every single shot, they make the women look as unattractive as possible. It's like, do they get beaten if they draw an attractive woman? Obviously, you probably wouldn't draw this nowadays, but back then, this was a lot of fun. The Hulk, that's great. Notice every single. That's the one exception is the belly button poking out with the V drawing your attention, your eyes downward. I'm surprised they put that in there. All the women are what are they, like 5'6" to 5'8", 120 pounds, the exact same body fat, exactly the same B cups, and they hide the chest on every single image. It's bizarre. Yeah, okay, over the top, silly, but way more engaging than stuff like this. This is just they don't even care. I deliberately didn't look up the artist's name because I didn't want to just ad hominem them, so I'm not going to look up the artist or the writer. I'm just going to judge the work on its own, and this is, I'm sure they could draw better than this, but they don't want to. That's with the mental illness haircut. That's the guy. His arms are the same size as her arms. Do you get to see her butt in the bottom panel? No. For some reason, sex is bad. These are the sex negative feminists, as opposed to the very, very sex positive feminists on the other side. If you're gonna make them look like men, why don't you just get men? Look at that cover. Over the top. Just ridiculous. What do you want on the cover? We want more of everything. And this is Captain Marvel. Mr. Captain Marvel. She doesn't even have the suggestion of breasts. Boom. That's what the female Hulk. Nobody cares about a big muscular woman. A little interspecies erotica here. We see you, Ethan. This is a cover. Actually, the covers for Captain Marvel are definitely better than the interiors. But even in this shot, the breasts are covered up, and the butt is covered up with whatever the hell kind of fabric that is. Again, once you notice it, you can't unnotice it. It's just It just feels like propaganda, but bad propaganda. This is a great scene. Heather, did this humongous extra from a George Lucas film just say that it was my mom? Yep. Okay, just making sure. This is a funny, lighthearted comic. Everyone is having a good time. Two women fighting. You can't really tell they're women. You don't care. More interspecies erotica. Boobs, hips. The main characters fighting again. Notice what you don't notice. I mean, take a look at what you don't see. Nice. That's a dude with a mental illness haircut. Those are alleged women. Why do they make the guy look like an angry lesbian? It feels like the artists and the writers and the editors are just laughing to themselves. Oh, we're going to deconstruct art. Yeah, you're deconstructing sales. Okay, I don't know how well this is selling. I mean, the movie came out, and the movie made $1 billion. So I'm assuming that these stunning art is selling really, really well, just because the name tie-in. But if you paid $4 for this, and apparently you can't get your money back, this is, I mean, you should know by leafing through it. If you open this page, it's a wall of text, and you're unsure of the genders, and nobody wants this. Look at this: booty, boobs, ridiculous hip to waist ratio, but it's a comic book. This isn't real. These are just silly comic books. You're supposed to be able to instantly identify, okay, that's female, and that guy looks like a Schwarzenegger type character. This is your hero, the big fight scene, your hero. Does she look beautiful? Does she look attractive? Does she jump off the page? No, just none of that. It's just absolutely it's just dead and lifeless. It just lies there. Look at this. That's a pretty good face, actually. Very much a woman. Is this a woman? Why does it matter if she looks like a woman? Because we're humans. It matters. It matters to us. What the hell is he holding? I don't want to know. This is the ending fight scene. Mental illness haircut. But, no, it's in shade. Boobs. They shaded that one out, too. This is just... Nobody's having fun writing that. Drawing that. This... and it's good, but I've got a better one. A priest, a thalidomide patient, and a Japanese tourist are sitting in a rowboat. I would love it if someone tried to write that nowadays. The two main characters fighting. Convenient they're wearing cloaks, so you don't see anything whatsoever. Listen, at some point you have to engage the viewing audience. You have to show beautiful people doing amazing things, and these aren't beautiful people doing amazing things. These are just your next door neighbors. These are just people who aren't having fun. And this is the Frog Prince in his new castle. That's probably in 1995. I don't know. We was probably 25 or something. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know what you think.